What do you think? Should I be smoking weed, puffing weed, and doing a video and then telling you I'm the Messiah of the world? Should I be puffing weed and tell you I'm the President of the United States? Should I be puffing weed and telling you I'm your friend? Can I puff weed and be a nice guy? Does weed change of who you are? If you are against the elements of life that are against us, it's a view. We have to take it personally to create an action, but don't take it too personally to whatever is wrong is everybody else's fault. It's the understanding of what the difference is that makes the correction in your own mind. When I smoke this, okay, well, let me put it another way. If I gamble, and I love to gamble, I can't do the videos. I can't be Mr. Tacpans. I can't be the opposite of who I am. One that would want money, the other one that wants love and freedom for the people. It doesn't go together. Money buys freedom on one side. You cannot buy freedom with the opposition as well as both oppositions. We want to lift the pineal gland. We want to be able to relax that mind and see a little bit deeper into what's in our head. We don't need stethoscopes and brain checkers and all this. At the end, yeah, if we're looking and trying to work on something, but we don't need it for our own selves. We have to know. But in this life, we just don't. Imagine a child was brought up to kill, and you brought him into the city and he knew everything about life. All he wanted to do was kill. It's not his fault. This is the fault of the society. Who caused the society? Those who put the impression upon us of anything they sold, any trademark of any sort. And that brings to me to tell you something else. One of my friends out in Greece, his name is, well, he wants to keep his name private, you know what I'm saying? His name is Derek. And I know 1,000 Dereks. Actually, I don't, but I can look it up online. So if you know a Derek in Greece, that's him. You know what I'm saying? That's him. Big deal. Let me tell you another thing about Derek. Not this Derek in Greece, the other Derek. The one in the nursery rhyme. I'm not talking about the movie with Derek. Two Dereks? You don't remember that movie? That's okay. There's a Derek all over the place. You see, I even mixed myself up. I don't even know what I was talking about. But smoking weed. Now, who says this is weed? We're on a television show right now. This could be weed, and this is not weed. Let's say it is weed. Let's pretend that everything is weed. And we get high all the time. But I like to get high so I can go into that other realm, inside that other world, where other things exist. What I want to show you is that on your keyboard, okay, where the function keys are, all you have to do is ask somebody, can you give me the impression of number 9? So to give the impression of 9, you want to go from 0 to 9 to give the full impression. And if you look at the 9 and look at the 0, this is the brackets that are on the function keys. See the function keys brackets right on 9 and 0? Okay? Now, pretty much saved what fell on the floor, right? Let me give this place a little light. Oh, the light's not working. Hold on a second. Plugged in. Whoop. Anyways, there went my design. Because this is what we're going to do to get 9. Okay? Did I press on a button that it's that dark? Brightness. Brightness up. Well, anyways, that doesn't seem to work. It seems like there's a brightness coming out of my room. Anyways, this is what we're going to do. In order to get 9, 9 is 9 to me is one of the only numbers we can create by using all the digits. All 10, I'm going to use 0 as a digit. Use all 10 digits. And then you would look like this. 4 and 5 would make 9. And you have the dollar sign with the percentage sign. That means the percentage of 9 and 6 who man is the dollar to God. The doll of R. D-O-L, D-O, do, D, do-da-dee, day, day of. The L is life, and the R is the angel resident. Okay? So you used 4 and 5. 7 and 2 makes 9. The AND key with the at sign. Where is 7? At where? 7 and 2 means the 7th gate. So which one? You see, this sign is created with 2 J letters. That's what creates this. You just whip it around and back up. And the crossing of the J letter is exactly what shows you the flat pack on the top. Now, some people always ask me, what's a teardrop? This is the teardrop. It's the inside of the ankh. If you take a look, there's an X here, an E, but it's the ankh. It's the inside of the ankh. It's the eye of. It's the loop. I don't know exactly what it means. In fact, I'm completely lost to what it means. I've been looking into it and seen it for years. I've been fascinated by the teardrop, that little curve it has at the bottom. But then when I think about it, that teardrop might be the yin and the yang, okay? The balance. I just have to write that down. I just learned that. The teardrop, yin, yang. Okay, so now what we're going to go through is now, not only that, but the 7 and 2, the 8 and 1 makes 9. The star key. The star key shows you 4 lines, 8 directions, in which man can only live in 3 and 3 directions. And I'm not quite sure why it's like that, but I think it has to do with standing up all day and at night sleeping. When you're awake, one mind works. When you're asleep, the other mind works. Imagine if your day mind can work at night, you'd be figuring things out all night. It's your night mind, so it becomes the night and the day. So then we go to the star, and it goes with the 1, which is the exclamation point. Because the exclamation point of what you do at night is a big question anyways, but it is the exclamation of the heavens. Then you can go on to 6 and 3, which is the hat, which is the Jewish hat the people wear, the Arabs wear, and everybody else. It's also a triangle, okay, meaning 3. This is 6. This means 3. This is 3. Here's the pound key. It's 3 by 3. We've now used all the numbers we added together to equal to 9. Now it was equal to 9, and it was all about 3, and 3 and 9 on roulette are red. They become the answer of 12, which is the letter L, which is the queen of the world, and is also 1 and 2. 9 plus 3 equals 12. 1 and 2 equals 3. Everything, it's all about 3 and 9. 3 and 9. That's what this keyboard shows you. We've used up all the numbers. You can't do that with any other key using just 2 single digits. We've used 10 digits in 5 examples, 2 each. Value, if they were in dots, 10. Anyways, where were we next? There's so much. It just goes on. Balance and a number count is 8 and 3, which means 11. 1 and 1 is 2. But Libra is 42. 2 and 4 is 6. Balance in Libra, which is French and English in astrological signs, end up saying 2, 6. Because I saw today a sign where it said 6226, and I forget where I saw it. I think it was on a shirt. And you don't have to say the 6226. And one of the reasons we don't see 6226 is because it's 4 parts. It's a totality. It's going back to the beginning. But actually, the beginning is starting on go, okay, going around, okay, and reaching 9, and then coming back to go. How much is that? It's 11. And then to start again, as the starting point, ends up to make it as 12. And that's why we have 12 o'clock. 2 dice cubes. 2 for the day, 2 for the night, and 1 dice cube that seems to be lost because it's the one in the center. Do you know what the extension of pi is? Now don't forget, this is a hypothetical thought, right? The extension of pi, okay, and the or, we can use it as this also, the extra day 0.25 in a year, because we do not have, we have 4 times 91 seasons on average, which is 364. We're missing a day and a quarter. And part of the answer is that is man standing on the earth. His average height is what adds that day. Him being alive is part of pi. If it was animals, it'd be one thing. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, just a hypothetical throw in the dark. Nothing worth nothing bits. Anyways, where are we at? There's so many things, so many things, so many things. I wouldn't even know where to start. We did this. Oh, yes. Wednesday. W-E-N 555 E-S. Okay, now ES can also be looked at as one word, because S, the letter, sounds like ES. But Wednesday is 5555, okay, 1417. But just to start forget about day. Just a Wednesday is 5555. It's the Spirit Passage Day. It's the in-between day. The Spanish people knew it. They call it the Day of Miracles, Miraculous. Even if it doesn't mean that to them, it means it to me, and it makes sense. Okay? It's the totaling of the passages. Wednesday. W-E-N are all 555. W, the 23rd letter, 2 and 3. E, the 5th letter, 5 is thus though. And N is the 14th letter, and that is the 14th letter. 1 and 4 is 5. That's also about Sesame Street, because when you go into the SN world, you're now in the Sesame Street world. Why? Because that's what it says online when I look up Sesame Street. It says 4114. And 4114 is just 4 and 1 is 5, and 4 and 1 is 5. You're walking down the street of Freedom 55. Isn't it funny the way they say Freedom 55 Insurance, but the word freedom has a 66 count? And 66 and 55 equals 121. April 30th in a leap year. May 1st in a non-leap year. 1111. The symbolization. 5 minutes away from 12 on each side. Or just the angle of 5 times 0.25. You see, on each side of the clock, when you get to the first number, the actual degrees in minutes is 1.25 degrees. But if you use the first part, when it moves to the 1 to hand, instead of 5 minutes, use it as a total, your clock as an egg or an oval as 360 degrees. So what it actually advanced is the question on your answer. Because 1, there's only 12 of them altogether. That means each one has to be worth 30 degrees every time you hit a number. That makes 360 degrees. 12 to 1 equals 30 degrees. And now you can put this into relationship with eggs and tennis. But we're not going to get into that. And one of the reasons why tennis is never 45-45, because in a number count, adding up 0 to 9 equals that 45, and the totality is used for something else other than one symbolic passion of the game tennis. Meaning in tennis this is it, but it's got a bigger place to go to be used. We don't want it to be lost in the game of the strings, if you get what I mean. Now we're going to go on this passion and fashion. Next time I'm coming in, I might be talking about the planets and explain the numbers with them. But for now, Raphael 7286, I'm with you. The word is freedom. The word is learning what freedom is about. Survival. Why are we here? All these things. Not simple answers, but not too hard to answer, because obviously, because we don't know what the creator's answer would be, we have to determine that all our answers are hypothetical. Okay? Does the mind already know everything? We know everything once we're connected to the matrix. We know absolutely everything. So maybe there's nothing to learn, so we take on these bodies to learn. Oh, but there's more than that. I mean, but the real poop start about this whole thing is, I mean, if you knew you were here for a reason, I mean, then it wouldn't mean anything if you knew you were going to go back to God. I mean, if you knew you had to pray to God, then instead of really going back to Him, and then it changes life's outlook completely. So we always come into these worlds blindfolded. I would have blindfolded you. I told you were on Earth. Now be quiet. Pretend you're on Earth. Okay? Pretend you're on Earth. This is Raphael 7286 from the constellation of Pegasus, where the Greek gods hide out until the end of time, which should come up. Time is ending very soon. We come into a world, thus they call it the Super Train 55. It's the conscious mind. The mind needs to win and to race, to trot and to pace. The mind also needs peace. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? The new world is coming. The conscious mind knows not the same of the fashion and passion of the money. It is different. It's a very different world. It's almost similar to the way we live by passioning the birds and the plants and the flowers, but at the same time, you still get to live your ambitious life. But we learn what it is to win. We learn what it is to share. That's the biggest difference in the new world. And the hardest part is to just swallow when somebody beats you down again. Not with his fist, but with his mouth. Eventually, you learn to change streets. until you find a street with your friends on it. And this is the coming of the whole new world, and the way it was back in the 60s, when you had a friend on almost every corner, and the enemies weren't far behind. Raphael, 7286.